Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
The quality of being just or fair. The United States federal department responsible for enforcing federal laws, including the enforcement of all civil rights legislation, created in 1870. A public official authorized to decide questions brought before a court of justice. Judgment involved in the determination of rights and the assignment of rewards and punishments. Conformity with some aesthetic standard of correctness or propriety. It was performed with justness and beauty. The quality of being just or fair. The United States federal department responsible for enforcing federal laws, including the enforcement of all civil rights legislation, created in 1870. The United States federal department responsible for enforcing federal laws, including the enforcement of all civil rights legislation, created in 1870. The United States federal department responsible for enforcing federal laws, including the enforcement of all civil rights legislation, created in 1870. Judge tentatively or form an estimate of quantities or time. Pronounce judgment on. Form a critical opinion of. I cannot judge some works of modern art. An authority who is able to estimate worth or quality. Put on trial or hear a case and sit as the judge at the trial of. The judge tried both father and son in separate trials. A public official authorized to decide questions brought before a court of justice. Determine the result of a competition. A public official authorized to decide questions brought before a court of justice. A legal scholar versed in civil law or the law of nations. Adhering to moral principles. Scholasticism, one of the four virtues, prudence, justice, fortitude, and temperance, derived from nature. A federal department in the executive branch of the government of the United States. A person who studies and settles conflicts and disputes. Conforming to set usage, procedure, or discipline. A worker who holds or is invested with an office. Having official authority or sanction. Official permission. Of a church, given official status as a national or state institution. Someone who administers the rules of a game or sport. The golfer asked for an official who could give him a ruling. Verified officially. The election returns are now official. Of or relating to an office. Official privileges. A worker who holds or is invested with an office. The act of judging or assessing a person or situation or event. They criticized my judgment of the contestants. The capacity to assess situations or circumstances shrewdly and to draw sound conclusions. The cognitive process of reaching a decision or drawing conclusions. The legal document stating the reasons for a judicial decision. The mental ability to understand and discriminate between relations. Law, the determination by a court of competent jurisdiction on matters submitted to it. An opinion formed by judging something. He was reluctant to make his judgment known. The act of judging or assessing a person or situation or event. The classification of someone or something with respect to its worth. An amount determined as payable. The assessment for repairs outraged the club's membership. The market value set on assets. The act of judging or assessing a person or situation or event. The capacity to assess situations or circumstances shrewdly and to draw sound conclusions. The cognitive process of reaching a decision or drawing conclusions. The legal document stating the reasons for a judicial decision. The mental ability to understand and discriminate between relations. Law, the determination by a court of competent jurisdiction on matters submitted to it. An opinion formed by judging something. Anything in accord with principles of justice. The rightfulness of his claim. Conformity with rules or standards. The difference between the market value of a property and the claims held against it. The ownership interest of shareholders in a corporation. Ability to make judgments free from discrimination or dishonesty. Conformity with rules or standards. The judge recognized the fairness of my claim. The property of having a naturally light complexion. The quality of being good-looking and attractive. Make right or correct. Correct in opinion or judgment. Time proved him right. Intended for the right hand. A right-hand glove. The piece of ground in the outfield on the catcher's right. Informal, very. Used informally as an intensifier. A right fine day. Exactly. Socially right or correct. It isn't right to leave the party without saying goodbye. Southern regional intensive, very, to a great degree. They have a right nice place. Anything in accord with principles of justice. He feels he is in the right. In an accurate manner. He guessed right. Those who support political or social or economic conservatism. Those who believe that things are better left unchanged. In accord with accepted standards of usage or procedure. What's the right word for this? Precisely accurate. Free from error, especially conforming to fact or truth. The right answer. To a complete degree or to the full or entire extent, whole, is often used informally for wholly. She felt right at home. Make reparations or amends for. Right or wrongs done to the victims of the Holocaust. Appropriate for a condition or purpose or occasion or a person's character, needs. The right man for the job. Most suitable or right for a particular purpose. The right time to act. In the right manner, correctly, suitably. The hand that is on the right side of the body. He writes with his right hand but pitches with his left. In accordance with moral or social standards. That serves him right. An interjection expressing agreement. An abstract idea of that which is due to a person or governmental body by law or tradition or nature. Certain rights can never be granted to the government but must be kept in the hands of the people. A turn toward the side of the body that is on the south when the person is facing east. Take a right at the corner. Being or located on or directed toward the side of the body to the east when facing north. My right hand. Frequently plural, the interest possessed by law or custom in some intangible thing. Mineral rights. Having the axis perpendicular to the base. A right angle. In conformance with justice or law or morality. Do the right thing and confess. In or into a satisfactory condition. Things are right again now. Location near or direction toward the right side, i.e. the side to the south when a person or object faces east. He stood on the right. Of or belonging to the political or intellectual right. Of the side of cloth or clothing, facing or intended to face outward. The right side of the cloth showed the pattern. Put in or restore to an upright position. They righted the sailboat that had capsized. Regain an upright or proper position. The capsized boat righted again. Toward or on the right, also used figuratively. He looked right and left. A judge in a trial court. Someone responsible for keeping records. Equipment for making records. A tubular wind instrument with 8 finger holes and a fipple mouthpiece. A barrister or solicitor who serves as part-time judge in towns or boroughs. An Islamic judge. An annually elected magistrate of the ancient Roman Republic. An annually elected magistrate of the ancient Roman Republic. The judge who presides over a Supreme Court. An Old Testament book that tells of the apocalyptic visions and the experiences of Daniel in the court of Nebuchadnezzar. A wise and upright judge. Old Testament. A youth who was taken into the court of Nebuchadnezzar and given divine protection when thrown into a den of lions, 6th century BC. Lacking special distinction, rank, or status, commonly encountered. The ordinary, or common, man in the street. An early bicycle with a very large front wheel and small back wheel. A clergyman appointed to prepare condemned prisoners for death. A judge of a probate court. Heraldry. Any of several conventional figures used on shields. Not exceptional in any way, especially in quality or ability or size or degree. Ordinary everyday objects. The expected or commonplace condition or situation. Not out of the ordinary. Formerly the chief magistrate in the republics of Venice and Genoa. A lay judge or civil authority who administers the law, especially one who conducts a court dealing with minor offenses. Formerly a high judicial officer. The jurisdiction of a justiciary.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.